everyone, it's Trent here, and today we're going to be talking about whether tech sales boot camps are worth it in 2023. Now, if you're not familiar with tech sales boot camps, they're programs designed to help teach you the skills you need to succeed in a career in tech sales, especially as it relates to landing that first high-paying tech sales position with no experience, no degree, no connections, no internships. Based on my research, these boot camps can vary in duration from a few weeks to a few months. The cost can be free even in some cases, maybe a few $100s, maybe tens of thousands of dollars, but are they worth it? And that's a question we're gonna be answering here today. Stick around until the end of the video because I have a major update for you guys as it relates to helping folks get hired in tech sales. I made a tech sales bootcamp video about a year ago, and there was one person who commented, I've been applying to boot camps, and there was one boot camp I really wanted to go to, but they were gonna force me to show up to their classes from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. and they were gonna take 10% of my salary whenever I get hired for the first 3 years. Based on those two reasons, it was a non-starter for me. The comment got a ton of engagement, and I wanted to call that out for you because many of these boot camps can be incredibly predatory, trying to capitalize on people's insecurities of just wanting to create a better future for themselves and their family. So I think it's really important to talk about the pros and the cons of these tech sales boot camps so you can make the best decision for your future. The first pro I see based on boot camps is they are specifically designed to teach you the specialized skills, knowledge, understanding you need to stand out from all of the other applicants to land that first high-paying tech sales position. I've interviewed folks at my software company, primarily for cultural fit, but when I speak with recruiters, one of the main reasons why folks don't advance in the interview process is because they don't actually know what they would be doing when they start in tech sales. So for example, the entry-level position of sales development representative, you will be generating pipeline, you will set up meetings, you will cold call, cold email into your ideal customer profile accounts, to your specific buyer persona. Okay, what titles are you reaching out to? What is your value proposition? How do you make the ask for their time? How do you send the calendar invite? What tools do you need to be using? What are the sales basics? What are the sales process? What is the sales technology? How do you set yourself apart in the interview process? These are all topics that you don't just know, but the people that get hired that go through these boot camps, they seek out the knowledge. So they're no different than you besides the fact that they invested in themselves to learn the knowledge. And when you ask your recruiter what they're looking for somebody that can specifically say, my plan for success is XYZ, because I know exactly what I'll be doing in the role, and I know exactly why you'll be hiring me. Hey, you're hiring me to generate more pipeline so that we can grow the revenue of the company. You will be learning all of those skills and more throughout the course of the boot camp. And the next pro of attending a boot camp is networking opportunities. They say that you're the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you invest in a program where other people are also investing their hard-earned money in a program to learn knowledge to get hired in high-paying tech sales positions, these folks that you're learning with may go on to be sales managers, may go on to be chief revenue officers, may go on to start businesses, may go on to be CEOs, may go on just to be high-producing individual contributors that provide for their families and change the course of their entire lives. You can surround yourself with other like-minded, motivated people that also want to get in tech sales. That is a major benefit of being in a program when you're able to surround yourself with other people like that. There, of course, are cons to these programs, and the primary con is the cost as it relates to capital, you investing your money, and the opportunity cost of your time. As you think about your capital, imagine spending $10,000 on a course that doesn't actually result in you getting a high-paying tech sales position within 3 months, for example. Imagine you spending 2 months of your time learning all this information for you to not even get hired in tech sales, and you've wasted all that time. So it's very important to consider the investment of the money and also the opportunity cost of your time. And the other con is inherently the tech industry is very competitive. I've been working in software sales for 5 years. I come from an average public university, a 19 on my ACT. I had no connections, no mentors saying, Trent, you want to go get in tech sales. I started day one at a fast growing software company. I sounded like a pushy used car salesman, and I had to learn the hard way based on firsthand experience. And believe me, It's competitive. All of these talented folks from across the world end up at this one company. You're competing against teammates and you're competing against the marketplace. So if you do not have great English communication, if you can't write in a good enough way where you don't have grammar mistakes, if you can't build relationships with people, you're probably not going to succeed in tech sales. So you need to ask yourself, hey, can I speak English? Can I communicate okay? Do I like having pressure on me? Because it is a performance-based career. I control my own destiny because if I perform, if I sell, if I hit my quota, then I get paid a lot of commission, money in my pocket, food on the table. It's a performance-based career. So inherently, it's going to be challenging. And for every open position you see, there's dozens of other folks that want it. Life is competition. And the reason why these companies say we want 1 to 2 years of experience is because they'll have a lot of folks just applying to these roles that don't actually know what they would be doing. So the boot camp, bottom line, can help you separate yourself from the field to accelerate your journey to getting hired in tech sales. Bottom line, you need to ask yourself, where are you at in life? What are your goals? And are you all in on getting hired into tech sales? If you are, I would highly recommend checking out tech sales bootcamps. And if you want to understand my recommendation of the best tech sales bootcamp out there, I've researched them all. There's bootcamps where the instructors have never actually worked in tech sales, but they're trying to teach people what they would be doing in tech sales. Think about that. I've partnered with CourseCareers. I am the instructor at CourseCareers, and I have designed the industry-leading sales development course to helping folks get hired in tech sales and land a high-paying tech sales position within 3 months of completing the course. The average pay year one is between $60,000 and $70,000, and you especially do not need a degree, any experience, no advanced math. We teach you everything you need to land that high-paying tech sales position and then succeed and accelerate your career from the first time you start. I'm incredibly excited to announce this partnership for the first time here today with CourseCareers. It's over 17 hours of content. I've spent the last few months, all of my time on the weekends, putting in everything I've learned based on firsthand experience, combined with the existing infrastructure of hundreds of hours of research. We've helped thousands of students land high-paying tech sales positions, and I encourage you to click on the first link in the description below to check out the free introductory course where you can learn why sales development is a great place to start in tech sales, what you would actually be doing, and how to actually land that first role. And I'll end on a story. There's one student in particular, there's dozens of student testimonials, which I would encourage you to listen to as well. They're incredibly impactful because people's lives are completely transformed. Take JD, for example. JD was a bit misguided in high school. He never really trusted the counselors. He didn't really feel like they had his best interest in mind. Reluctantly, he went to community college, didn't really want to go, but went because his parents were like, hey, you got to go, you got to do something with your life. They gave JD an assignment and they said, write a paper why you're here. And the more he was thinking about it, he didn't have a good answer. So he decided to drop out of community college. And as he was trying to figure out, well, how can I start getting paid? I need a real career that I can grow within. I can't trade my time for money in an hourly position. I want to get in tech sales because he Googled what are the highest paying positions and careers where you can work remotely, where you can get paid a bunch of money, where you don't need technical skills, and tech sales is the obvious choice. So he stumbled upon CourseCareers and within 2 months of completing the course, landed a $70,000 a year tech sales position. It's an incredible story. He tells it way better than I do. Click the first link in the description below and I will see you there.